I hate soccer.
Okay, why? Why were you a Chiefs fan? Pull that mic just a little bit towards you so it just picks you up.
Okay.
Yeah, wait, why?
Because I don't know, they were just a cool team to watch. And the Bills weren't that good at that time, and I don't know, it just
because we started in the same year, 1960, right? We were the Dallas Texans, and then we moved to
Kansas City.
And then we moved to Kansas City, and then the rest is history.
and then they won the Super Bowl and the
Super Bowl IV.
Yeah.
Against Minnesota.
Yeah, I was very happy about that. Yeah.
And we lost Super Bowl I to Green Bay.
Oh, I remember that. I remember exactly where I was on that, actually. You
water?
weren't born yet.
No, I was born in 1984. We were terrible until I was about 6 when we got Marty Schottenheimer.
Are you from Kansas City area?
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's
no
why.
Wonder. I understand.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's why. Do you want a drink? Do you want a water or anything?
No, thanks.
So yeah, and then we moved to Michigan when I was 6. But that's when we got Marcus Allen and Joe Montana. And that's when my whole fandom just really turned. And my grandpa would record games and overnight them, and then we would watch them on Monday.
Really?
Yes,
wow.
When we were in Michigan. And then later on, probably 94, 95, when sports bars started, opening up, then my dad and I would go out every Sunday and go and watch the Chiefs if I didn't have soccer that day.
Yeah.
And then Sunday Ticket came around, and then that saved us everything.
Sure.
Yeah. And then when did you become like a full-time Bills fan?
Well, I mean, I was brought up as a Bills fan, from
You're
when
born
I was a
and
kid.
raised here,
in
right?
Buffalo. Yeah, Cheektowaga, actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're in Grand Island.
Yeah. So, do you have another place at the Eastern Hills Mall or something? I saw Playmaker. That's why I was late, because
you've been here before.
I know, and I just said, I just figured, I'd get here faster.
I used to train out of the Eastern Hills Mall.
Well,
does something still send you there?
Yeah, it did, and I'm going, what the heck? And then all of a sudden I go, I was just here, a couple days ago, but
yeah. I used to be at Eastern Hills Mall.
Okay.
That's when I started. That's when I first started. That's when I first met Mac. That's when I first started training Carissima and everything. Yeah. So how's the season going?
Okay. We're struggling a little, but
Well, you're young. You're super
very
young, and you lost some girls from last year, and you've lost Morgan.
Substantial. Yeah, Morgan, and now our goalkeeper Haley, who I've been with for 5 years.
Yep.
She's out for the year.
What happened to her?
She got ran into in our Amherst game, not intentional or anything, but
by Maya Treadway. Just kidding.
No. But sad because she's a great kid.
She is. I mean, we've had her in here, with the team and stuff like that. Who's captain this year?
Well, Haley is one of them.
Yep.
We have Morgan.
Still have Morgan.
We have
Millie.
And
What about Stella?
No
Stella?
No, but I mean, she's still a great player. But
Hazel graduated last year, right?
Yes,
she was great. And then the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, oof. Yeah, it's a big loss.
Have you been following their college careers at all?
Not really.
I'll tell you what. I mean, Paige burst out onto the scene, scored some major goals in their tune-up and stuff, and it was like, okay, gonna be fine. Ava scored a goal, but Reagan, she's been playing 90 minutes per game.
Kid, I did not know that.
No, yeah, she's their starting left center, but I think they were playing a 3-back, and she is playing every single minute.
That makes me happy.
That is unheard of at
She's such a nice
D1 girls level.
She's such a nice kid too.
She is. Yeah. I'm very happy about it.
Paige though, when I saw her play flag football, I told her parents, I go, and her, I said, Paige, I know soccer's your number one sport, but I think flag football, you're even better. I mean, she was unbelievable.
I think that's coming.
Yeah.
I really think that flag football 10 years from now it might compete for
I
the
agree.
hearts and minds of a lot of soccer players and softball players and
Track.
look at all the best players are usually soccer players.
Agree.
You have Paige. Clarence had Sammy Jo Payne, who had, I think in one game, she had 250 yards rushing and like 4 touchdowns. But now you're seeing Division One having varsity flag football on the girls' side.
Yeah.
That's going to be trouble.
Yeah.
You know, because the NFL is going to get involved, and
they are involved now, right?
Yeah, and they're trying, and it's going to be an Olympic sport, and they're not going to let that fail.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Haley, our goalkeeper, was until she got injured last year in football. She was like a force too, and we had Scarlett and Tessa, who were all really good players on our flag football at South.
Yep. How's the youngers? How's like Giannata doing? And
well, they're coming along.
Yeah,
they're coming along. They're not there yet, but I'm happy with their progress. We're happy with their progress.
Yeah, and then Emma.
Yep.
Emma's done really well, right?
Yeah, yeah, and we just brought up an 8th grader.
Yeah.
And Josie.
Yes.
And she's doing really well too.
Good.
Yeah.
One of the main reasons why I wanted to talk to you is because, okay, for those of like listening to this, you coach Williamsville South. This is your 17th year. Chrisma told me that. I'm like, wow. So you coach in the fall, Will South, and then almost as soon as the season's over, within a week, you're down in Florida.
That's
coaching high school down there.
That's right. Yeah.
What level down there are you coaching?
Well, I'm an assistant coach for the goalkeepers, just like I am here.
Yeah.
And we're an A, what would be considered here probably like a C school.
Oh, okay.
A smaller school. It's called First Baptist Academy.
Okay.
And but you know, we have the level of soccer at FBA is probably a little lower than it is at South.
Okay.
However, we have some really good players, and then we have girls that have probably never played soccer, but are on the team too. So we play a pretty challenging schedule.
Right.
Yeah, and we travel all over, you know, within about 50 miles of where we are in Naples, Florida.
You're in Naples. My sisters we're building a house in Naples right now.
Oh, really?
Like, so she is a interior design, and it's not for her. It's for a client. She's building a house for a client, and it's like on the water, and it's like it's like supposed to be like
big
$10 million
bucks.
house or something like that. Yeah, it's crazy. So do you play other private schools mainly?
Yeah, but we do play some public schools too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a difference in the kids from Florida? Just from the Florida aspect to a Western New York, is the culture different?
Not much, but a private school. I've coached at Christian Central Academy for 3 years before I went to South, and I would say it's similar to that. You know, it's a little less stringent as far as, you know, you don't see as many travel players there, but you do have some high-end travel players. We have, I would say, probably 6 or 7, you know, girls that are pretty good, experienced players.
Got it. And compare the seasons. So when do you start in Florida?
Well, actually, tryouts were on the 18th, I believe, there. Okay. So I won't be there for
of October.
Yes, of October.
Okay.
And as soon as our season ends, within a day or two, I'm coming back to Florida. Hopefully, I'll get in 2 or 3 practices in before our first game is. I can't remember the date, but November 3rd or so.
Okay. So it seemed like 2 weeks. Are they allowed to work with them, let's say in September? Are they allowed?
Yes. They all summer they have training sessions like once a week.
Okay.
You know, I'm not there, but yes.
What's in the fall season?
Well,
because technically you're still in fall.
Well,
right?
In
It
Florida,
counts as a winter.
it's a winter sport.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are the fall sports? So it's football has to be fall down there.
Football's huge.
It's so hot.
It's huge, though.
But it's got to be so hot down there for football.
Football is very
entire
advanced.
season.
Very advanced, at least where at First Baptist. Like they had a little transition with a coach this year, but last year, in fact, 3 years ago, they won states for their division.
Awesome.
And on the sideline, they have a television set. So if the offense is on the field, the defense is there in front of this huge TV, and they're watching what they should be doing and game planning. So it's pretty high end, and the stands are full. Like it's big time.
How many students are at that school?
I'm not really sure. I'm really not sure, but I would guess, if I was to guess, maybe from high school, probably about 400.
Okay.
But I'm not really sure.
Got it. So, okay. You know how, like, a lot of people talk about Buffalo of, like, it's blue collar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is there a difference in that of, like, the work rate or, like, just the...
Well,
like blue collar versus Naples, Florida.
I really don't ask the girls, what their parents do for a living. However, I notice in our parking lot there's some really nice cars that kids have. So yeah.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I mean you get that up here too.
Yeah,
I mean
sure.
if you go to like the Nardin or the Nichols and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But 17 years. How long have you been coaching down there?
This will be my 4th year.
4th year.
Yeah.
And then you guys are like snowbirds.
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be awesome.
I love it. I mean, I love Western New York, but I also don't like cold weather, so it's nice. And how it started was we went on a mission trip with a soccer mission trip, and in Arizona, with the head coach of First Baptist Academy, and I got to know, and I asked if I could possibly come aboard, and so he said okay, and the rest is history for me.
Yeah. How long have you been going to Florida for the winters?
Probably about 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
And now, when you were down there, were you just like bored? And you're
Yes.
like, I need to get it.
Well, I did
something.
I was coaching basketball at YMCA, and I was coaching flag football at the church. So I mean, it wasn't bored, And I like to exercise. I work out every day, so there's a lot more opportunities to work out there.
Yeah.
The differences in Florida, I don't know if you're going to ask me this, but in high school, I've noticed, just minor differences. But at the 2-minute warning at halftime or at the end of the game, the clock stops, and you don't know how much time you're going to have left. We're
talking soccer.
In high school here, the time you always see the clock, so you really don't know how long it's going to be.
I like that.
Yeah.
College.
And they can add, the coach, the refs add time and stuff.
I think, was it college that did that? Where like there was no buzzer anymore.
Yeah.
I think they did that for a little bit, where there's no buzzer, and it stops or whatever, and the game just continues. I like that though. Huh. How long are the games? 40 minutes?
Yeah, same.
40 minutes.
Up until last year, all 3 referees had whistles. That was the difference.
3 whistle system?
Yeah.
I hated that. We had that in Michigan.
Yeah.
That's the worst. Because you have, like, the guy that is, like, right here, and let's say this is the foul, he'll say nothing. But then the ref that's way over here calls it. It's like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We don't have that here.
No.
Okay. And then JV, we would have a 2-whistle system.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's no center.
Oh.
And that's how we did it in Michigan. How is it here with JV? Normal 3?
Yeah, two. We've only had 2 refs all season.
Okay.
Yeah, here in South. Yeah.
Got
In
it.
fact, I think all the high schools are too, because I don't think they have enough refs.
And why is that?
Well, we all know why, right?
I mean, yeah. We don't have... I had a coach or a mentor that said that one of the main reasons why U.S. soccer will always be behind is because of our officials. And I'm like, but then it's kind of true. Some of the best officials that I've ever had were very, very young. Like Jamie Boyer.
Yes.
Prime example. But you know what? A lot of players don't, or refs don't ref as long as Jamie has because they've been ran off by parents and coaches.
Amen.
And it's just, I wish if I were, I would always be so hard on parents if they were so hard on a young official. It's
Agreed.
ridiculous.
Or a young coach.
Or a young coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of Jamie, I help, her, mostly with the goalkeepers, but I, help with field players to some degree. But she is such a help to have on the field because, offside. I'll say, that's offside. And she said, no, it wasn't. And, she's an official and I'm not,
knows,
and I'm more, And as far as Charisma goes, she's just been a delight to coach with. I mean, she's really great. It was a great transition from Mac to her, because when she started in varsity at 8th grade, that was my first year too. So
really?
Yeah.
That's 17 years ago now?
Yeah.
Wow. Christmas not going to like us talking about that.
Well,
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow. 17 years. How was that? How was it watching her transition from player to coach? Like,
it's different. We talk about it a little bit too. I said, like when she was a player, she's with the players and talking and stuff like that. And I've noticed sometimes she, she'll come. She still talks to the players, but she'll come back and kind of talk with us. And I mentioned to her, it's a little different now that you're not a player. You're not. It's a little different transition, but she's great and great with the players. And Jamie is hilarious. She's a very funny girl.
She's great to be around.
Yeah.
She is blunt, and she just tells her opinion, which I admire. Like, I love people that can just be honest. Like, don't beat around the bush. Just be honest, and that's kind of like where, like, that's why Jamie and I get along so much because I think we're a lot alike. Whereas Charisma is more like politically correct. Yeah. She doesn't want to like ruffle the feathers. She's not gonna like say.
She's a kind person.
Yeah. So is Jamie, but
well, they both are. But one thing about Charisma, I'll say, when I coached with her or coached her when she was, she was our superstar, if you want to call it that. Right. And yet, when she was a captain and everything on our team, she would go with a girl that's the low end of the bench and work with them. She wasn't the type who's going, oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not caring. No, she was never that way. I loved that about her.
Yeah, always like just worried about the team and making everybody feel included. And yes, I could see that. I always talk about that transition, the from player to coach.
Sure.
What can you put that into words? Because I have a hard time. I know that transition, and it took her a while to transition from a player to now looking at the game like a coach. How would you define that? Like, I have a hard time with words talking about that.
Well, I've seen her, from the beginning. Well, you see her here at Playmaker, but I see her as a coach. And she was an assistant with Mac along with me, too. So I saw that transition from her, playing days, still playing, or, playing with FC Buffalo, too.
Right.
And then coming to South. And Mac, I got to talk a little bit about him.
Of course.
He loved Charisma. Like, he always thought it was like my third daughter. He just thought the world of her right from the get-go.
Right.
And, I don't know if you know this, but as far as Matt goes, we were friends since middle school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we both went to Cleveland Hill. And so we were friends for a long time. So it really hit hard, when he passed for all of us.
Charisma was in Norway, right? When
Yes.
he passed?
Yes.
Yeah, that was tough for her.
It was.
I
It
mean,
was tough. And then Melissa Spada was our coach for one year. She did a great job too.
Yeah.
Now she's the East
Athletic
director.
Yeah. I mean, Mac. So how many years was Mac at South?
I don't know the exact number, but it was around 25, 26 years. I'm not really sure though. Yeah,
Was he the longest tenured coach around here?
I'm not sure. I
He
don't know.
had to
I know Chris Durr was a long time too.
Yeah. At
Joanna
East.
Files too. I'm really not sure of the time.
Where's Joanna Files?
Amherst.
Oh, okay. Oh, is she still there?
Yeah.
Okay. And that's who you play Friday?
No, we're playing Newport.
Who's playing? Oh, Star Point's playing Amherst.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody
Star
last
Point's
night.
Star Point's a really good team.
They're doing well. Grace
Yeah.
Chrisman, one of our players that we've trained
Yeah.
over the years, has 100 points in one
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. What's the math on that? I'm like,
She's really
she's
good.
at 103
Yeah.
total.
Yeah.
Did you guys play them? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, twice.
I saw that score.
Yeah.
I saw that
Yeah,
score.
we got kind of beat up on the second game. The first game we were a little closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, high school soccer is so interesting because especially at public schools, it's very reliant on what the youth system is in that city, right? And Amherst, I feel like used to really push players in, but now it's like it's all flash or almost nothing.
There's some other
Like
ones.
Stallions,
Yeah.
some, or maybe some Buffalo Pro. I think Tessa Giannata's at Buffalo Pro. But yeah, whereas down in Florida, do you guys recruit your players, or is
No.
it they just
Well,
fall
I
in
think-
your lap kind of?
I'm not. I know they don't in soccer, but as far as other sports,
Like
I'm
football,
sure.
maybe
Yeah,
basketball.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Are there in Florida that we don't have here, other than like the game rules, like the
Well, the
2
one rule
minutes?
that I really like in Florida, and I've seen here that that we don't have here, is they have a rule where if you're ahead by 8 goals after halftime, the game's over.
Yes, I like that too.
I saw some of the scores, this year, and people are winning 14. Yeah,
2.
yeah. Why?
And Will East boys.
I don't know
Tony's-
about that.
Tony Schiappa, he just he won a game like 15-0, 13-0.
I don't see
something like
how
that.
that's helping your team even, really.
Right, and we have that in Michigan too. It used to be 10 goals, 10 minutes into the second half.
Yeah.
Then they switched it to halftime, 8 goals. So same as Florida.
Same as Florida.
But here, it's like the Wild Wild West. These teams are racking up. I see one kid scoring 8 goals. It's like, this is a little out of hand. I don't know if anybody in charge of sports here goes to other states and see what they do.
Yeah.
Like, you would think that somebody from New York State would be like, okay, why aren't we producing what a Florida can do? Or obviously it's the population, but New York's one of the most populated states, and it's not like New York City soccer players are going, nationwide or pros and stuff like that. There's got to be more. And I don't know if it's rules. That we used to have a rule in Michigan where if you were a club coach, you couldn't coach in that same town. So let's say I did coach for Amherst, and if I had more than 4 players on my club team that also played for the high school team, I couldn't coach. I couldn't coach the high school team.
Why?
It's kind of like nepotism or unfair, just playing your players over other players, and to basically just stop that drama from happening.
As far as one other difference in Florida, although I hear that they're going to stop it, but they have, besides a yellow and a red card, they have a blue card.
Oh,
that's
boy.
in between a red a yellow. But I think what the difference is, you don't miss out on any games. So but I'm not sure if it's going to continue.
What's the rule here with yellow cards? Is it just you have to go off and then you can come right back on?
Yes.
In Michigan, if you got a yellow card, you have to sit out 10 minutes.
Oh.
At least you used to.
Yeah. No.
I don't know if that's changed. But yeah,
No.
you have to sit out 10 minutes, which it's good because it will keep people from getting reds.
Right.
And then,
yeah.
of course, reds are game suspension and whatnot.
Right. One thing I probably, maybe you don't know about me, but I've coached under 10 for probably
At Grand
17.
Island.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Didn't you have Ella?
Yeah.
You had Ella Rudney?
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't have Ella
You
Rudney.
didn't have, did you have Trinity Minor?
Yes.
Chloe Minor?
Yep.
Didn't you have
Maddie Pizzino?
you
Marcy.
had Maddie,
I had Marcy. Yeah.
What about the Cadres? Did you have Morgan
Yes,
and Peyton?
both of them. Mm-hmm.
Wow. And you're still doing that?
I help with Ben Galagos. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And
how's Grand Island doing? Like the program, the youth program.
I mean, I'm really kind of far away from it, even though I help,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm only there, from May until the end of this club season. But it seems like they're doing good. They seem like they're doing good as far as putting
Like
clubs in. They're having a lot of different things too, as far as trainings and stuff for goalkeepers and field players and stuff like that. So
yeah, Roger Hutton.
yeah, great guy.
Yeah,
I coached with him 1 year too.
Yeah.
See, I always used to say to him, and I believe this, he's the best coach in Grand Island. The guy's really good.
I wish he would get involved. Like, dude, just go start a club or go coach. Coach.
He's so smart.
Yeah.
He's really tremendous guy too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Some good people around here.
Yeah.
For sure. How do you think the soccer is? Like, think about, what you just went through with Paige, Ava, and Reagan,
Mm-hmm.
and compare it to, and it doesn't have to be those three or even a South-specific thing.
Mm-hmm.
Compare it to the era of Pizzino and Carissima and Marcy compared to now. Like, do you see it getting better, or do you see it kind of being the same?
I mean, I can't really talk on that because I'm not sure how other schools are.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Star Point is really good. Clarence is always a good. Mike Silverstein and Chris Sturboy, they have two great coaches right there.
And they have this mega club that's kind of feeding into it. And like I said earlier, it's all about the community club and what is it providing the high school and Clarence, and that's why they go to states. And because you'll have your top players. I've always said this. Your high school teams, you have to have your top 3 players, playing at the big club, but then everybody else is supported by that town club. And if they're all used to playing with each other in a club environment, those high school teams usually do really well. You have 3 stars, and then I kind of want our men's national team to kind of do the exact same thing, where, you got the Pulisic, you got the Weston McKinney, you got some great players, and then let's just get the best team from the MLS, take all the Americans on it, and just put that and make that our national team, and I think we would do better than. But yeah, I don't want to get into national team stuff, but yeah.
Mike Silverstein, I don't know if you knew this, but when Mac passed away, he helped Melissa and I with South.
Yep.
He did a great job. He's a really good coach.
Yeah, the girls loved him.
Yeah, and also he went to Costa Rica with us. We put 3. I don't know if you heard about or you did know.
No, tell us about that though.
Well, 3 times so far we've gone to Costa Rica on what we call it a soccer mission trip.
Yeah.
So we'll play 4 or 5 games while we're in Costa Rica. Last time was going to be 3 years now.
Yeah, 22. Yeah.
Yeah. And we had, I think, 6 South players, and we had girls from East and Clarence and, a lot of Mike Silverstein's club team.
Yep.
And so Mike was our head coach, and I was his assistant, for the goalkeepers. And we did mission work besides that. We helped with phys ed classes and helping people with food and stuff like that. So it wasn't just about soccer,
Right.
And it had it was a Christian organization that brought us there, and we did things, for the Lord and stuff too. So
That's awesome.
it was a really great time, and I think it's great for the players too.
Is that what took you to Arizona? Is it
That
the
was a
same
different
type of
no,
thing?
it was different. Yeah, Arizona. I've gone to Arizona then 2 years in Syracuse. That's with our church at First Baptist, where
In
I
Florida.
coach. Where I coach in Florida,
Okay.
they have churches that they help, and we do soccer camps there. So we've been doing it now for, I think I've been 4 years now doing it 3 times in Syracuse and once in Tucson. And
Yeah.
my wife goes along too. So yeah, and we have a soccer camp for about 3 hours at night, and then during the day we do other things to help
Yeah.
others. But yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you planning another one coming up?
yeah, we'll probably do Syracuse. I haven't officially said yes to it, but I probably will. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And the kids more or less from inner city Syracuse,
Okay.
and in Tucson it was the same thing. And you just bring them in there. It's costs them $10 for the whole week. So because they get a shirt and that's it. It's pretty much funded almost free for the kids.
How is it funded?
I think the church that is called Radiant Church in Syracuse, they fund it. I'm not really sure how the finances go. We pay for our own way to get there, though. Like my wife and I and the other people that go there. We're the only ones from Buffalo. The other ones come from Naples there and help.
What about the Costa Rica trips? Was that like individually funded as well?
By the
families?
Yeah, by the families. Yeah, each, I don't remember the number, but they had to pay so much to get there. And we had some extra funding, and people helped us along the way too, so the players didn't have to pay the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you planning to go down there again?
I'd like to. I haven't really. I thought about it for this year, and I didn't. It's kind of too late to train for this, but maybe in 2026 we'll do it.
Because you were playing games against other club teams down there,
Good,
right?
good players. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Some. One was kind of like a semi-professional team.
Were they all
like
older
they were
and
old.
stuff?
Some of the girls were older. I remember the first year. This is 2010. We went down there, and we were playing San Jose. That's the capital of San Jose High School, right? So, anyways, their locker room was about, I don't know, half a mile away or so. And so they're walking there, and this one girl is juggling as she's walking to the field. Like I'm walking, she's juggling, and I just thought, oh boy, we're in trouble.
We're in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, they have, probably in Costa Rica and a lot of countries, that's like their favorite toy.
Yeah.
From a very young age is a ball.
It's huge.
We've gotten away from that.
Yeah.
It used to be like that, and now there's a lot of other things that are taking, a small kid's,
Basketball courts are used for soccer. I see down there. Yeah, it's huge.
It's culture.
Yeah,
And we'll always lose to culture. We can throw a lot of money at the game and coaching courses and all of that. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, when we're all competing on the international stage, it's going to be about who has the richest culture. That's why only 8 men's countries have won a men's World Cup. So, and it's probably not going to change anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
So, man, thanks for doing this. You were I don't know. I don't know if I'd be a great guest, and then Charisma talked you into it.
Yes, that's right. Because I probably
What are
wouldn't.
you doing?
Yes. Well, I love coaching with her and Jamie. I'm blessed to have both of them. Not only as players before, but now I'm kind of working for Charisma. So, yeah.
Yeah, what's that like?
Oh, she's fine. She's 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 great. And our parents at South are really good too. Like we don't hear a peep from them. They're supportive, and
Yeah.
I mean, as far as I know, I may be behind the scenes, but as far as I know, everybody through the years, like through my 17 years, we've really had very few problems with players or parents or anything like that. It's been really good.
How much did Mac get involved into like the middle schools and elementary schools in
Well,
terms of soccer?
well, he would, he was a phys ed teacher for a bunch of years at Christian Central,
Yep.
which is just, a little walk away from there.
Yep.
And so he would come, from what I recall, he would come into South, even in the off season, and go in there and talk to the teachers and talk to the players and stuff like that. And, he was always involved with sports ever since I've known him in middle school. So he did a good job of trying to, make the program great.
Yeah.
And he did a great job with it too.
Yeah. Because I always talk to Charisma about, hey, get into the middle schools, get into the elementary schools, run clinics, run a free elementary school clinic one day, and just get kids thinking about soccer. And then maybe they join an Amherst or whatever. Or you could create, there's a high school coach a high school basketball coach in Michigan where he would just have camps and leagues that he set up. I'm pretty sure they were free or very, very cheap. And it would be the Sunday leagues. And it's all just elementary school kids. And it's all from that district. And then all of a sudden, he's winning state championships because he's been around these kids all, their entire careers. And I'm like, Chris, I'm going to do that. Or if I ever got back into high school, that's, I think, what I would do.
Clarence did a really nice job when we played them about 3 weeks ago. They had Amherst soccer, or Clarence soccer girls, like under 10s there, and they walked out the players, like they do in college too. And I think that's a really good way to get them excited, the under 10s age.
It's community. And it's all about your community. And, I mean, Williamsville's kind of hard because it's 3 different high schools.
Yeah, 4 if you count Sweet Home as Amherst. In Amherst,
Yeah,
they're all in Amherst,
Yeah. Yeah, and Amherst, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Is it hard? Because it's not school of choice, is it? Will East, Will South, Will North?
I'm not really sure exactly how that works, but I heard they have some sort of a choice. But I'm really not familiar.
Yeah, because I just wonder, because obviously the school sizes are different.
Mm-hmm.
But I also see some of the talent goes. I guess it rotates, because when I was first here, East was like the predominant one.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was South.
Mm-hmm.
North was always competitive, but never really like on the level of East or South over the last few years. And now it seems like it's East again, or is it North? I don't know.
Well, East beat us both times. One time it was close, the other one wasn't. But they have a good pool of soccer players. Yeah. One thing I've noticed too is, because I'm close with Grand Island and a number of the players in that, but they don't have field hockey, and all 3 of the Williamsville teams have field hockey, and that's taken away some good athletes.
Absolutely.
Which I'm happy for the field hockey. I'm not dissing the field hockey, but from an advantage point of view, like Grand Island doesn't have it, and I don't know what other high schools don't have field hockey.
That's interesting. How's Grand Island doing this year?
Well, they beat us 1-0. It was interesting because I coached most of the girls on Grand Island, and the head coach Ben Gallegos is who I coached with in the summer.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it was different, but I would say they're probably right around where we are.
Yeah. And then, how's Newport? Have you guys played them yet?
That's who we're playing.
Right.
Friday.
You haven't played them at all.
No.
I wonder how that's going to go.
I don't know. They have a 7th grader that's putting a lot of goals in there. And Crispin knows her. I don't recall her name.
7th grader. I'm trying to think.
I don't think we've ever had a 7th grader. We've
Not
eighth.
even Charisma?
No, Charisma was in 8th grade.
What
She was
about
in
Paige,
JV.
Ava, and
No,
Reagan? They were
all
8th
8th
grade?
graders. Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? That was one thing that blew my mind when I first moved here. It was Kristen Pickard. I was training them through Empire and stuff like that. And Kristen Pickard's like, yeah, I got varsity practice. I'm like, how old are you? And she's like, oh, I'm in like 6th grade. And I'm like, she was in the middle of nowhere. I forget where she lived. But I'm like, where am I? This is 2015 when I first got here. And I'm like, wait, there's 6th and 7th graders on varsity here?
Wow.
Back home, it was unheard of that a freshman was on varsity. On the boys' side, at least, it was unheard of. On the girls' side, you had to be at one of the big-time clubs to be a freshman on varsity. But 8th grade, that wasn't even allowed. We also didn't really have middle school soccer. We had middle school football. We had middle school basketball. We had middle school volleyball. We didn't have middle school baseball or anything like that. But here, the middle school soccer scene is so much bigger. Like, have you ever, or how's that in Williamsville? How are those schools?
You mean the modified
Yeah.
program? Well, we have one of our former players, Ivy Carey, is our modified coach.
Okay.
And I'm sure she does a good job. I don't have a, and
How-
once in a
do you know
while,
the
once in a while, I help with them, but not too often.
Do you know the numbers or how many players they got out?
I don't, but I would guess she's got probably 13, 14 players.
Do you work with the JV keepers too?
Sometimes.
How many are on the roster for JV at South?
Well, Dan Zambito is the coach,
Yep.
and he, at the beginning of the season, he had only like 12 or something like that, and he took some initiative to go and talk to some girls at the school, and so I think maybe he ended up with 16 or so. I'm
Okay.
not really sure. I'm not really sure the number, but
That's not
that's
bad,
it.
though.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of schools in the area and back in Michigan where they can't field JV teams. That they've had a JV team forever, and then all of a sudden they can't field a JV team, and it's like,
Well, Sweet
that's
Home,
worrisome.
Sweet Home doesn't have a JV team, and there's a couple others too. I can't recall that don't have JV teams too.
Did you guys ever have like 2 JV teams
No.
at South?
No.
I'm just wondering, like, I want to know what the pulse of high school soccer is in this area. And I've had a lot of high school coaches on recently, or they know the high school game. And I just want to know, like, compared to 10 years ago, what do the numbers look like? Like, did you guys go to from 20 on each roster down, and now you're only at like 18 or 16, or you're begging people to come out for JV?
Well, we're not cutting much, that's for sure.
Yeah.
You know, like we used to cut, and I think we have maybe 20 or 21 this year. So the numbers are probably pretty similar. As far as, South is concerned. I can't speak for other schools and teams, but
And you're doing the goalkeeping down in Florida too, right?
yeah.
What led you to goalkeeping? Or
It's funny.
fascinating with
It's
goalkeeping?
funny. Are you a goalkeeper
I was a
too?
goalkeeper,
I
yeah.
thought I remembered that.
Yeah. Marcelo.
Well, he's great. Man, I
Marcelo's
see you're
crazy.
going to have a clinic with him again, right?
Oh, yeah, he'll be in here.
He's the best I've ever watched, and I've watched a lot of trainers.
He's probably the highest level, if we're counting maybe Aaron Lyons, he might be the highest level player in all of Western New York that ever
as a
played
player?
as a professional.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did
he
not
played
know
for
that.
Palmeiras in,
Oh, really?
in Brazil.
Oh,
Massive club. Worldwide, that's a massive club.
yeah. I've watched some of his sessions, and I learned stuff from him. So
Yeah.
it's great. How I started in goalkeeping is Mac, when he asked me to come on, he said, you should help with the goalkeepers. I go, well, for a person that I was never on a soccer team in my life.
Right.
No, I football, baseball, but
Yeah.
my kids got into soccer, and that's how I started. But
Yeah.
so he's asked me to do it, so I got into it. I started taking courses, and I took the level 1 in Connecticut.
Is that through the NSCAA?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then I took the level 2 in California, and then I have the level 3 I took in Florida.
Love it.
Yeah, but I learn a lot, just watching. And then YouTube is a great source, and other, but I especially like Spanish goalkeeping training. It's
Absolutely.
really good. Yeah.
Because if you notice, they're very, very good with their feet too.
Yeah.
They're literally a field player that can use their hands.
Yeah, that's the modern goalkeeper.
Absolutely.
Is a keeper sweeper, as they say. I especially like Jose Sambadi. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Okay, he does a lot with reactions. How to react, like little drills and stuff. Using a tennis ball.
I used to use that. I used to use a tennis ball and a tennis racket.
Yeah.
And I would hit it at the players.
We do that. We do that.
Yeah.
That's one of our favorite trainings at South. We do that. I have a little. It's not a tennis racket. It's actually for this.
Really?
Yeah. It's like a tennis racket, but different. More like a racquetball kind of thing. But it shows it real fast, and we get them to catch it quick with their one hands and stuff, and it's fun.
I love it because so you've been primarily a goalkeeper trainer for 17 years in high school. I never had a goalkeeper trainer.
Yeah.
I had to be self-taught.
Yeah.
Like I came in as a player before that was a real thing.
I think it's true for most high schools. Do not have a goalkeeper trainer.
Or
No.
a goalkeeper specific, because I remember if I was left out, most of the time I would be just in the field session, But if I wasn't, they're like, we don't need goalkeepers. Goalkeepers go over there. And we'd be like shooting on each other, or we'd just be like juggling the whole time. That's why we were like the best jugglers on the team, because that's all we would do, because we'd be like, okay, you go over there. Luckily, for the most part, I played on the field too. But high school was hard because you were either a goalkeeper or you didn't play.
Right.
Well, with club, we had 3 goalkeepers that were very good on the field and good in net. So we would always play on the field, and we'd always train, and it was a little bit better.
I should also mention someone that helped me in goalkeeping too is Cale Kern. Cale was All-American at Buff State, and he was a first-round draft pick for the Toronto team, and goes to our church, so I got to know him pretty well.
Okay.
And he would help Mac at South before I got there, and then sometimes he would help us when he was able. With it, and he gave me a good perspective. Like, I knew the drills, but I didn't have the mental part that he had and what to do. Right. So I got to give.
What would he do? What would he do to help with that?
He would talk about angles and when to know when to come up on a shot, or when to
stay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he was a professional, so he came up with Randy Smith when Randy Smith was at Buff State. He was at the same era. Randy Smith was All-American in soccer and basketball.
I remember, I don't know if I have them here. They're probably at home. I learned the position just by reading books, and then it was actually one game in particular. It was 1994 World Cup. It was Tony Meola. It was USA versus Colombia. And I watched that game over and over and over. And I would chart it where was Tony at the time of this shot? Where was he on the time of this cross? And I would just watch that game over and over. And I had notebooks where I would just write down, and I was just basically self-taught. And that's how I became so infatuated with coaching, is because I studied the game. And I find that
Are you talking about Tony the coach?
No, Tony Miola.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the goalkeeper.
Okay.
The goalkeeper of that 1994 World Cup roster.
But wasn't Tony DeChico?
Oh, you're talking about Tony DeChico.
Yeah.
He's the best.
Yeah,
he's probably the best goalkeeper trainer of.
Yeah. I've gone to some sessions with him. And
oh, was he part of
in Connecticut,
level 1 or the level 2?
I don't remember that, but I remember he was he did some clinics in Connecticut. Mac and I used to go to Connecticut to
you want to talk about a legend. So his camps, it was Soccer Plus. I think it was called Soccer Plus, and kids would go from all over the country to go to his camp, and they were just talking about how like brutal and intense it was.
I bet.
But there was one keeper I sent there, and Tony didn't arrive until like the third day. And on the third day, by lunch, Tony DeChico knew every single kid in camps by their first name.
That's
and
amazing.
There were like 400 kids there.
I could never.
And that's always like stuck out to me, you know. Now the biggest camp is actually in Wisconsin, and his name is Stan Anderson. It's called Camp Shutout. I'm gonna have him on the podcast in December when he's in Grand Rapids, but he has 500 kids, and it's overnight, and he like rents a hotel.
Wow.
And he like closes out. One of my mentors coming up actually coached it this year, and it's phenomenal. I think I'm gonna try to go next year and just be around the staff, and I don't want to work it, but I just want to be around the staff and do some podcasts and stuff like that.
That'd be amazing.
I mean, it's funny. I just had this conversation with, I forget, who did I have this conversation with? We were talking about how goalkeepers are the best coaches. And we think it's because we're used to seeing the entire field. We're behind everything, and we see the back line, we see the midfielders, and we see the forwards.
Yeah.
So, and we have
You're so right too. I always tell that to our goalkeepers too, because you're seeing the whole field, and the field players aren't. You know,
right.
They're just seeing their spot. That's why it's so important for them to communicate.
And that's the hardest part, is to get them to communicate. And then sometimes they're like, "Well, I don't know what to say." I say anything.
Yeah.
Say anything. Say it. And don't, like,
number 10 isn't marked. Or,
right.
You know.
Names to numbers. Like, instead of saying, this is one of my favorites. Okay, if I say Carissima, get her. Well, one, who's her?
Yeah.
And then if that girl scores, I don't remember. But if I say Carissima, get number 10, and then number 10 scores, I'll be like, ref, who just scored? Number 10. And I'm like, Charisma, that was you. Now you can correct Charisma. It's like names to numbers. I learned that early on from some legends, that it needs to be more specific. Like the communication needs to be more specific. But also, like, on counterattacks, as soon as a counterattack is starting at like half field, organize your back post first. Instead of just ball watching and just being wait, because you have time. They're not gonna score from there right now. So get your back post, and then as they get closer, then you're ready. And that would drive me nuts. That I would be watching goalkeepers, and they never talk to anybody back here. They never organize it, and then cross happens, guy wide open, and
sure,
happens all the time.
Sure. Goalkeeping.
I retired from that. You know, I was Marcelo in my 20s, where that's how I got my job with the Flash, was my goalkeeping background. And I came in as a second assistant and worked with like Sabrina D'Angelo and their keepers, but she's at Arsenal now.
Oh, right.
And she's, I think, the backup for a Canadian women's national team. Probably the best keeper I've ever been around. But goalkeeping's fascinating, and I love it. And I kind of miss that. I kind of miss that aspect of it, but
Yeah, I'm trying to promote to our goalkeepers to go to your. I think you got
Marcelo?
you got a 3 or 4 openings I saw for the that
Yeah.
age group, and I just did it today actually.
Good.
We use Group Me, and I told them.
Good. I mean, it definitely is a quirky position.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be a little bit.
Crazy.
Yes, you have to have a screw loose or
They're
something.
definitely, they're different. A goalkeeper is different than a field player personality-wise. I've always noticed, and not in a bad way. It's just they're wired different.
They are. And my mom would always be like, I'm just so nervous. You have so much pressure on you. And I'm like, what pressure?
Yeah.
It goes through 10 other guys.
Yeah.
It goes through
It's
10 other guys before me. And it allows me to yell at them if something happens and whatnot. Man. And I, as a coach, so we talked about that earlier, right? Of looking at the game like a coach. When I started coaching, I wish I did this when I was playing. When I started coaching, whenever my goalkeeper gave up a goal, I would like rewind the game. Where did we lose possession? Was it a forward with a lazy pass and we got counter-attacked? Or was it just a lazy pass or a lazy first touch that went out of bounds? And then that's what lost us possession. And then it's like, yeah, sure, you could have done your extension dive a little bit better, or you could have came off your line, quicker. But we shouldn't have lost the ball up here. And I wish I was that smart when I was a player, because then I would be able to rip every single person. Every goal that I ever gave up, I would be able to, like, dude, Kevin, why are you losing the ball up top? Stuff like that.
Sure.
Awesome. And it's his presence. And the goalkeeping game has changed. I came up as like, let's fly off our line and it's breakaways and just like hands lead the way. Now it's all this like get big, lead with your feet type stuff, and it's like, I don't know if I could teach that properly, but
We have our who was our backup now is our starting goalkeeper, very athletic girl, Claire, and she is really good at using her legs. I'm trying to break her of it to a certain degree because sometimes you can catch, you should use your hands most of the time. But
right.
It's just like an automatic and she's like one of the best I've ever seen as far as that component of her game.
Yeah. Who are the best keepers in the area on the girls' side these days?
I think Haley from from South is like one of the top. I'm not really familiar with all the other goalkeepers, truthfully.
Right. Yeah. And when do you go to Florida? Is it based on how long the season lasts?
Yes.
So hopefully all the way to the States.
Yeah.
Not until November.
Yeah.
So hopefully.
Yeah, middle of November would be fine with me, but we'll see. We went to States once in 2011 when Chrisma was a sophomore.
Okay. Who were some of the older players? Do you remember?
From
that team. So if she was a sophomore, like who were your like big time seniors? Was Busy on the team yet?
Yes. No. I don't think yet.
Okay, what about Jamie? Jamie was too young.
No, not Jamie either.
What's their age difference? Like 3 years?
Yeah.
4 years?
3 or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were on the same team maybe when
1 year?
Yeah, or 1 or 2 years. Yeah.
Like when Charisma was a junior and Jamie was maybe in 8th grade? Or 9th grade?
I'm not really sure.
I
I always
remember.
get confused with those kind of things.
Yeah.
I remember we had Fiona Darden was one of our forwards. Was interesting with her. She was a world champion Irish dancer, world champion. And we're in a regional game against was it Mercy, and so we ended up winning 1-0. And I said, "Wow, that was a great goal." And she says, "Well, I was just trying to cross it and it went in." So, but that's how we won 1-0 to go to States. And we had Lauren was our goalkeeper, who I worked with, Lauren Haas.
Okay.
And we had, I don't know why I'm kind of freezing on the names, but we had a lot of good players. So
Was Charisma the highest level player at that time?
Oh yeah.
In terms of like where she ended up.
Oh yeah.
At UB and everything.
Yeah. Mac's daughter was a really top end player too. She went to, what was it, James Madison, and then she played professionally, at the same time as Abby Wambach.
So I had somebody on here, Ryan D'Annunzio, and he played with Mac's daughter, I guess, because he listed off some players that he grew up with. Playing some girls.
Beth McNamara.
Yeah, and he said that, and then Charisma was like, Beth is Mac's daughter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. She was a top level player.
I never knew that.
I never seen her play actually, but
yeah. Where is she now? Where are they? They're in Florida?
No, she I think lives in either California or Boston. Her sister is in Boston. She's a surgeon in Boston, Erin McNamara. And so I think she helps her sister, with their baby and stuff like that. So,
wow. All right. I mean, again, I could talk to you forever.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I mean,
I'm honored because I never really thought I would be very much to talk to about soccer. But thank you.
But you've got experience, and you've got multiple states, and you've seen a lot of players over the years.
Yeah.
You ever think about how many players you've coached over the years?
It's in the hundreds for sure.
But
it wasn't just
Grand Island. You play in the thousands.
Yeah, and then other sports I've coached like softball for a lot of years. It's actually how I met my wife.
Coaching softball?
Yeah. We're adults though, just for the record. No. Just quick. I was coaching a church team, and her boyfriend at the time suggested that she go out for the softball team, and I was the coach. Bad news for him, good news for me.
Oh yeah, I met her at FC Buffalo this year.
Oh, did you? Oh yeah. Okay, we were talking.
Just got back from Greece or something.
Yeah.
Or where
Croatia.
Yeah. Croatia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Croatia is interesting too. As far as basketball is huge there. Soccer's big, but basketball is unbelievable.
See, you say that, and I get so annoyed when people say, "Oh, if only our best athletes played soccer." It's like, wait a minute. Dirk Nowitzki, who was German, is probably one of Germany's best athletes of all time.
Sure.
If he played something else, so that's a little bit of an excuse. And Croatia, who's the big... Tony Kukoc.
Yeah.
Wasn't Tony Kukoc from Croatia?
I'm not sure.
From the Bulls. And it's it's just a lazy excuse of why we aren't as good on the men's side.
One little story, kind of off, but we went to Bosnia and Montenegro, right? Okay. So in Montenegro, our guide told us that they're the tallest people in Europe, right? And my wife and I kind of thought, well, yeah, maybe, but I'm not really thinking that much about it. So we were walking down the streets, and there were a lot of tourists, so you're not noticing anything. So we went into a local bank, and mostly for locals to try to turn in some euros. All of a sudden, 6'10", 7-foot people, giants coming in, different ages. It wasn't like it was just. Yeah. So they are tall.
Yeah. So then all of the smaller Croatians just.
Yeah. 6'6" is small in Montenegro, I guess. I don't know.
That's great. Any trips coming up? Any European?
We're gonna go to Africa in April.
What country?
We're gonna start in South Africa, and I'm not sure exactly
Awesome.
where we're going. But
Yeah.
yeah. Time's running out on me. I got to get to see everywhere I can.
Don't
I'm
say that.
75. It's time
Don't
is
say-
ticking.
Don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you go to any UB games anymore?
Well, we just went to one with our team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was great too. And they
Yeah.
won. And I think where they play Central.
Oh,
Central
Central Michigan.
Michigan,
That was
yeah.
last Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was last Thursday.
No,
Or was it
it was-
Saturday?
It was a Saturday or
It was-
Sunday or
yeah.
It was a Sunday. It was
They've been doing well. They
Yeah.
play Bowling Green tonight.
yeah.
Yeah. And I was trying to get the Bowling Green coach on. Trying to get Sean Burke on.
Ooh,
But I don't know. He's ghosted me.
he's busy probably. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had the Ball State coach on.
I saw that. Yeah.
He was good. He was great. I just went to his hotel and just did it.
Oh, is
in
that how
there.
you did it?
Yeah.
Huh.
I said, I'll come to you. And
Wow.
So
How many podcasts do you do in a course of a year or whatever?
I upload every Monday,
Mm-hmm.
once a week. I'm thinking about going to 2 times a week in next year, but right now I'm in a steady,
Once a week, huh?
once a week every Monday, and loving this, and it's growing, and
Good.
we'll see. I mean, eventually maybe I'm just do this full time,
Instead of
trying to get off the field for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Good.
yeah, we'll see.
You got a good thing going here, though. You've trained a lot of good players.
Yeah, it's been crazy that this is my 10th year.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Wow. Did not know.
Flew by. It's like, wait a minute, how old was I when I got here? And now I'm like, wait, what? And I didn't start training charisma until 2016 or 17. Actually, it was Paige. It was Paige's mom that got charisma into me, because I started training Paige before I started training charisma. I've been training Paige for 10 years.
Paige's mom played for Mac.
Yeah, she did. And
What a phenomenal flag football player. I just got to say, when I saw her, oh,
she should go for the Olympics.
wow.
Yeah.
So
Thank you so much.
thank you for having
Yeah.
me. Appreciate it.
And good luck.
Okay, thanks.
Good luck tomorrow.
All right.
Or
Yeah,
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
right?
Tomorrow.
What time is
7
that game
o'clock.
at? 7
7
o'clock?
o'clock.
At South?
No, at Newport.
Oh,
It's a long ways.
Newport. And then whenever you get to Florida, how many games is your Florida season?
It's about 16 too. It depends. I didn't really count the number of games. I have the schedule, but it's around 16.
One thing I wanted to bring up. Remember last year when you messaged me, and it was like January, and you were missing some players because of the ECNL, the ECNL event that was down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because what's crazy about the ECNL is that they always have an event going on during somebody's high school season.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So so New York, it's high school soccer's in the fall. You guys for Florida, it's in the winter. And then in Michigan, it's the spring.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah, and the teams that the ECNL teams that have high school in the spring are at a disadvantage when it comes to playoffs because they're not together. So Michigan, like some clubs in Michigan Hawks, they say no high school, and so that they train year round. So then they go and win national titles with the ECNL. But yeah,
I'm not in favor of that.
I know. Yeah, because
there's like the Ball State coach. I think was it?
Yep.
He
him.
mentioned that. Yeah.
He's like, they should play high school.
Yeah.
And it's learning how to play for something and being loyal to something. Right?
Yeah.
So many kids, they could go from this club to this club to this club, but they're still at the same high school. It used to be the NCAA clearinghouse, right? When you wanted to go play college sports, that if they saw that you went to multiple high schools, I don't know if it's still like that today, but if you went to multiple high schools, you got put down at the bottom of the list because they wanted to see loyalty. And in today's age of NIL and transfer portal, it's like I'm sure a a lot of these college coaches want to see loyalty.
Sure.
And if you have let's say you have 3 clubs on your resume and 3 different high schools, it might not look great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but the ECNL thing, yeah, their events always fall into somebody's high school season.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that it's like right in playoff time.
Mm-hmm.
How many girls did you guys lose?
Just a couple.
Just 2 players.
Yeah.
But still, they're probably your top players.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think ECNL cares.
No, I don't know, but they probably don't.
I think it's an opportunity. I don't know. I feel like it could be a good opportunity for it's like overlooked. If we worked with our high schools more, or if like the ECNL clubs supported high school coaches and staffs and just overall the schedule, you know, there's no reason why we should be having club practice during the high school season.
I agree.
Even if it's 1
100%.
day. I don't care if it's just 1 day. That might be their only day off.
Yeah. They need to rest.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And like I said, good luck.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Dude, awesome.
I hate soccer.